turn of events, a coup d'etat rocks Kazakhstan. An imperialist, anti-Russian party has seized absolute control as Russia mobilizes 300,000 troops, yes, against a small 150,000 troops along the border. As you can see, the border along it, like this. And well, they plan to walk into Astana and overthrow the government. Kazakhstan quickly mobilizes 150,000 troops to hold in and march to victory. Russian troops march to Astana. And if you like this escalation, subscribe and show your support so I can keep creating. As to the south, are easy targets, but the east, a big giant China lurks eager to do something. And well, let's get into the Russo-Kazakh War. And well, it mainly takes place in two areas, mainly. And then one area, but two of them are basically the same area. With the troops coming in from here in the west, and over here from the north towards Astana. And from here, they just move in a bit. With them occupying all of this, which is basically the European part. And quickly, they get behind the fronts. Yes, behind. With Kazakhstan having the city on the brink of collapse. And you can see quite a bit of land is now occupied, with the Russians marching to occupy most of the coast, a big chunk of their borders, with the front line at this point looking like this. And you might be thinking, well, Kazakhstan is in quite a bit of trouble, which you would be right, as the Russians advance south. But a stalemate happens, and once it happens, a big breakthrough happens in the far east front. On the east front, within the west of Kazakhstan, another counteroffensive breaks out, occurs, pushing Russia pretty much all the way out of this area, except this area remaining in the north. In the north, these two fronts manage to link up, which is basically Astana in another city. With Russia being shocked by this loss, and the Russian people are angry. With Kazakhstan taking its turn to march to victory, quickly marching into Volgograd, and multiple other major cities going down the Caucasus coast. As they also manage to march in and take Grozny, quickly capturing Chechnya and Dagestan. Then they move towards, well, Russia's Black Sea, and north towards Azov, taking Rostov, with Russia having a big loss, and then a spearhead forms. What's the goal of the spearhead? To take Moscow. As Moscow is encircled and then captured, Russia's forced to go to a peace treaty, so let's see how the peace treaty. Kazakh war of expansion has begun, with them attacking Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan. And well, the exclave declares independence. The Republic of Neshkivan, isn't that I think that's the name of the area. And well, let's invade Azerbaijan. With a quick move, Kazakhstan, can you not invade borders, please? As Kazakhstan marches in and takes Baku, seizing Azeri oil. Then they move in from here. Why didn't I color in those lines? Who knows? With them taking the capital of Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. With them marching from here to capture the capital of Turkmenistan, which they succeed in. And well, yes, they annex it all. And war. No. We need to kick some Taliban scumbags' ass. Honestly, if you ever see somebody who likes Taliban or is a Taliban, you should ban them from your country. Talibans are evil. Anyone who supports them, kick them out of your country. We're gone to the far right now, guys. And let's move in. And I'm definitely not trying to appease the United States of the Middle East and the United States of America. As multiple cities in Afghanistan fall, the push on Kabul is devastating as they take it. Kicking some Taliban scumbag as hard as they can, beating them up, because nobody likes Talibans. Seizing the northern part, like me playing as Iran and Hoi 4, even though I learned I can do even better in wars now. I sweep the Dutch. Although, actually, that's a great strategy for Hoi 4. Because if you're playing as Germany and you get rid of the Dutch early, that's one less nation to worry about in World War II. Plus, you can annex the Dutch East Indies. Such a genius ploy, ain't it? As all the cities fall, another pocket of evil Talibans are destroyed. And yes, we don't like Talibans or evil. And between Pakistan and Iran, the coalition of evil. We don't like the Russians or the Kazakhs. We don't like Iran either. Iran's an evil nation. Evil Iran. They attack America unjustifiably. Definitely not the other way around. And guys, I swear Israel isn't evil. They are evil. Technically, but Palestine is also evil. So they're both the same, basically. Except one is actually committing lots of murders, and the other likes to torture people. Same thing, just a different religion. And then there's the Saudis. Yeah, you better hope you're not a Christian. Also, I got a speech to give now. Also, it has to do with this. When an unexpected threat arises, often nations react on emotion, not reality. An unwinnable war erupts as fear overtakes reason. Iran and Pakistan start an aggressive, unwinnable war as they don't prepare well, just aggression. And well, it's basically like a firewall invading rain. It's doomed to fail. Rain will put out fire, and the fire loses. Let's see how the fire does. Fire, time to invade. And also, I control you. I'm the master of puppets. I'm pulling your strings. Referencing Metallica for no apparent reason. But it works. And if you don't agree, well, get a life. Also, subscribe. Subscribe if you like it. Subscribe if you don't. Subscribe if you think I'm annoying. Subscribe if you think I'm awesome. I know y'all think I'm awesome. No, wrong color. I'm fighting myself. Iran, you better get ready. Boom. As they move into Azerbaijan. Their fast moves. As they quickly seize Afghan towns and cities. With them moving in for a last, but by that time, this pocket surrenders. With them moving into Kyrgyzstan towards Tajikistan's capital, and Uzbekistan's, quickly seizing this, with Iran seizing this city, Turkmenistan's former capital, and moving up the coast. As they move to the Aral Sea, the sea that's disappearing because of Russians. With their success being fast, as you can see, with their forces moving in to capture these cities. But they leave a big weakness with these rapid advances, as I'm sure you can see. They are thinning out as they cross this lake, rapidly on the goal of taking Astana. With Kazakhstan launching 2 counteroffensives. One over here recapturing a city in what would be Tajikistan, completely cutting this area off. Another over here, almost completely cutting it off. To avoid cutoffs, troops are forced to evacuate quite a bit, and then hold there till they're safe to make another offensive. But in this front, without seeing the imminent threat to cut off, this encirclement lasts a while, because encirclements sometimes last a while, as they push them back to the water, thus pushing them out of a city. With them trying to stabilize in this front, as a pocket in the north that's been continuing falls. As these two cities fall, Iran starts getting forced out of Azerbaijan, as the Caspian Sea comes under Kazakh control with them landing here, thus doing that, thus kicking them out. To deal with Iran, they deal with Iran quickly, because Iran's weak, they're a paper tiger. Yes, I probably should. The Middle East, you know what the Middle East should be called? Desert wars. Like, literally, all they do is fight and fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. They should learn to wear shorts, relax, put on a tank top, lie on their sand that's 50 degrees Celsius, and love life. They should become, basically, yeah, that'd be a much better life. But they choose violence every day. They should be more like Europe and chill, even though technically Europe's responsible for half of the wars in the world. When in doubt, blame the Brits. But you can't deny the British Empire was one of the greatest empires in the world. And no, I'm not trying to be a white supremacist. Or am I? I'm not a white supremacist. White supremacists are stupid. And I'm allowed to call people stupid. Y'all. Yes. Yes. And while, as Iran's capital, Tehran, falls, and a push to the coast is made, a desperate push, not by Kazakhstan, but Pakistan's trying to desperately get there, as the Strait of Hormuz is taken into control by Kazakhstan, as America and Israel is probably still bombing them. Let's just be honest, all the world knows how to do is bomb, 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 bomb. Think of how much better us, the people's lives would be if the governments weren't always blowing people up. China, they waste money destroying people. India, they do the same thing. Every country in the Middle East. North Africa, terrorist groups. America, Canada, Europe. All we do in this world is fight, 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 and drill, 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 drill. Yes. And now I'm done being a socialist. For now. Because, well, yeah. Socialism is old-fashioned. Actually, communism's biggest flaw is that it gets too big populations, and then, since it has too big populations, it ends up in totalitarianism. And often those totalitarian states don't work well, like North Korea. In principle, they don't work well. A, they're isolated from the world. That doesn't really work, but there's a reason they're isolated. It's how nuclear weapons, but it makes no sense. Why is there any nukes in the world? Are they trying to blow us up? You know why the world governments have nukes? So we don't revolt. It's pretty obvious. If this video gets taken down, I might be too socialist. Although then again, I saw the populist left. They're doing great. Like that guy who wants to completely stop oil and gas with no plan for how. He's a great guy. I'm sure. Although, then again, he's probably just as useless as the regular politicians in Canada. All they do is stay there to get money, 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 as they turn their backs on us, the people. And well, that's how world politics work. The right turns their backs on us. The self-proclaimed left, but they're actually right, like Democrats, liberals, and crap. They do nothing too. They're just as incompetent. And then the left-wingers, they're even more incompetent than the far right. They're even more incompetent. Everyone's incompetent as Islamabad falls. And I know it doesn't say Islam is bad. Also, don't take that out of context. I mean Islamabad. I just said it wrong because I can't speak. And well, yay, Karachi falls. And the Coalition of Fire realizes, oops, we made a mistake. Like a toddler says it. Oops. Oops. Trying to make fun of nations, but here we are making fun of the world government and everything. So let's all the way to the Persian Gulf. They annexed this island directly into there and there. And the capital was moved, but also I made one crucial mistake. There's not two capitals, just to let y'all know. It's actually this. And well, we got that city fixed. Well, let's go into China's Xinjiang region. And how does this work out, you may ask? How do they take it? You might be like, what? Do they go to war with China? Nope. Not quite. Not quite. And well, you might be asking, why am I using weird colors? Yes, I am, technically. But around major cities in Xinjiang, a big rebellion breaks out called the Liberation Rebellion, with Kazakhstan greatly helping them. The Kazakh forces, China is getting completely decimated by the rebels, as the rebels are managing to blitz, with China's forces arriving but still failing. So let's see the peace treaty. Down on the list of strongest nations, but let's chill. And let's see. As Kazakhstan has expanded from the Central Asian steppe to the Persian Gulf and up in the mountains of Afghanistan, a new dominant power has rose. Kazakhstan has become the fourth strongest nation. Well, that was a massive expansion. Well, please click the notification bell for updates and subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts and theories, as your thoughts matter. And on the 23rd of June, What If Thailand Forms an Empire will be uploaded. So, Wild Mapper out, but until you subscribe.